The sun rose slowly over the golden plains of the Serengeti, casting long shadows over the tall, swaying grass. The morning breeze carried the scent of dew and distant herds. At the center of this vast kingdom, a lion family began to stir. Leo, the mighty male lion, stretched his powerful limbs beneath the shade of an acacia tree. His thick golden mane glistened in the sunlight, the symbol of his strength and dominance. He ruled this territory with both courage and compassion. Beside him lay Nia, his mate, and the heart of the pride. Her eyes were sharp and filled with wisdom. She had raised many cubs and taught them the ways of the wild, how to hunt, how to hide, and above all, how to survive. Tumbo and Asha, their two young cubs, tumbled about in the grass, play fighting and chasing butterflies. Their playful growls echoed across the plain. Though they were small, their spirits were fierce, and Nia watched them with quiet pride. The pride's peace was broken by the distant rumble of hooves. A herd of zebras was passing nearby. Nia's instincts sharpened. This was breakfast calling. She rose silently, her muscles coiled with purpose. "Stay close," she murmured to the cubs before signaling two lionesses from the pride to join her. The hunt was about to begin. The lionesses moved like shadows through the grass, every paw step careful and deliberate. Tumbo watched in awe, his tail flicking with excitement. He dreamed of the day he'd join the hunt. In a burst of power, Nia leapt forward, her pride following. Dust rose, zebras scattered, and within moments, the hunt was over. The lionesses had succeeded. The pride would eat well today. As they feasted, Leo stood watch. His golden eyes scanned the horizon for danger: hyenas, rival lions, or worse. Being king meant more than ruling, it meant protecting. When the meal was done, the lions retreated to the shade. The cubs pounced on each other again, their bellies full, their laughter filling the air. Life in the pride was peaceful for now. But peace on the savannah is never permanent. That night, a strange roar echoed in the distance. It was deep, challenging, unfamiliar. Leo's ears twitched. Another male had entered his territory. The next morning, the wind carried the scent of the intruder, a young lion with a dark mane and hungry eyes. He wanted Leo's territory, his pride, and his throne. Leo stood tall, his mane bristling in the sunlight. The air crackled with tension. The lionesses gathered the cubs, ushering them to safety. Nia's heart pounded, but she knew this was Leo's fight. The two lions faced each other, growling, circling. Dust swirled around them. Then, with a thunderous roar, they clashed. Claws flashed, teeth bared, and the savannah trembled with the power of their battle. The fight raged for long minutes that felt like hours. Finally, with one last surge of strength, Leo struck the young challenger down. The intruder fled, wounded and defeated, his roars fading into the distance. Leo limped back to his pride, his fur streaked with blood but his spirit unbroken. Nia rushed to him, licking his wounds with care. The cubs watched silently, wide-eyed with both fear and admiration. For days, Leo rested. The lionesses took charge of hunting, and Nia ensured the pride stayed close and safe. In his stillness, Leo watched the sky. He knew his days as king were not eternal, but his pride's legacy would endure. Tumbo often sat beside his father, mimicking his posture, asking endless questions about strength, honor, and leadership. Leo smiled each time. He saw in Tumbo the spark of a future king. Seasons passed. The cubs grew strong. Asha became swift and cunning, a hunter as skilled as her mother. Tumbo learned to roar, his voice deepening with each attempt. The plains continued their endless rhythm of life and death. One day, as the sun set in a blaze of red and gold, Leo stood atop a hill, gazing over his domain. The wind whispered through the grass, carrying with it the songs of his ancestors. He knew he had fulfilled his purpose. When he finally lay down that night beneath the stars, the pride gathered around him. His eyes met Nia's one last time, full of love, full of memory. The next morning, the sun rose again over the golden plains, and a new chapter began. Tumbo, now grown, stood where his father once had, his mane catching the morning light. Nia watched him proudly, knowing Leo's spirit lived on in every heartbeat of their pride. The circle of life continued, as it always had, beneath the endless African sky. The cubs of the new generation played nearby, just as Tumbo and Asha once had, leaping, roaring, and chasing dreams through the grass. And so, the lion family thrived, bound by love, courage, and the eternal rhythm of the wild, the unbroken heartbeat of the Golden Plains.